Welcome to day 41 of our school year. Starting a new row. Okay, let's get down our beginning fraction. Our denominators are total amount of school days, 180. We're on day 41. So 41. First we have to figure out if that is prime or composite. Well, it's not even, so that's not going to help me. Can I think of anything that I can divide 41 by? I can't. So I think it may be prime. Let's check for sure. Yes, 41 is prime. That means our prime factorization for our numerator is done. 41 is the only prime number I can divide by. So let's do our prime factorization for our denominator. Okay, let's see, it ends in 0, so I can divide by 5. I can get 3 groups of 5 out of 18, because 3 times 5 is 15. I get 30. 6 times 5 is 30. So 36. Let's see, that's even, so I can divide it by 2. I can get 1 group of 2 out of 30, and then I'm left with 16, so it's 8 groups. That's still even, so I can divide by 2. I get 9. I can divide by 3. I get 3. When I get to a prime number, I'm done. So my prime factorization for my denominator, 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 5. For my numerator is 41. Are there any common factors in my numerator and denominator? Well, there's no 2, 3s, or 5s up here, and there's no 41. So there is nothing listed, so that means our greatest common factor is 1. And that means we have 41 over 180. So let's make our groups of 1. Done. How many total groups do we have? We have 180. How many are shaded in? 41. Still, let's prove it with our algorithm. We're going to divide both by 1. So using our area model, we're going to divide by 1. We're going to divide by 1. Let's see, 100 times 1 is 100. Numbers the same, 0 is the game, more on top, no need to stop. Then bring it up here. 80 times 1 is 80. Numbers the same, 0 is the game. 100 plus 180 is 180. Here, 40 times 1 is 40. More on top, no need to stop. Numbers the same, 0 is the game. And 1 times 1 is 1. Numbers the same, 0 is the game. Add our partial quotients together, we get 41. Now we still want to check. Divisor times quotient plus remainder. Divisor times quotient plus remainder. Since our remainder is 0 for both, and the identity property of addition says when you add 0, it stays the same, we don't need to actually add it. But what we end up here, when 1 is our greatest common factor, we have the identity property of a multiplication, which says when you multiply by 1, it stays the same. You multiply by 1, it stays the same. 41 checks with our dividend. 180 checks with our dividend. So that means our fraction for sure is 41 over 180. Now let's go ahead and fill in our data collection page. Okay, we are still in trimester 1, week 9. Today is 10/4/19, and our fraction for today is 41/180th. 41 is a prime number, not a factor of 180, so that means our greatest common factor was 1. And since we made groups of 1, you do not need to get out your number line. But I do want to show you it's right here, and that there's no lines below it because that is our simplest form. or equivalent fraction in lowest terms. We could find other equivalent fractions, because if we cut each of these pieces up into smaller pieces, we could find equivalent fractions by multiplying. All right, go ahead and erase your worksheet, and thank you for joining me.